My first sexual experiences were with women in seminary, and it was very, very common. I got invited. Like I walked in on, this is the secret. Can I tell you the secret?
Yes, an orgy in the seminary?
I walked in seminary. I walked in on 2 girls in bed together. They were naked. And I walked in and I was just like, oh, and then I wanted to walk out and they asked me to join.
We're breaking Jewish queer internet with this conversation.
Yeah. 2 naive, horny, Hasidic girls that are just like...
It's really, really common.
Do you know any porn like that?
I wish.
I don't.
There must be.
Maybe we should make it.
Yeah.
Business in the basement.
Hello, welcome to the Yenta Podcast. The podcast where I'm going to get everybody's juicy, juicy secrets.
Who is this?
I'm Raye. I'm the host. I'm the Yenta. I have an amazing guest co-host with me. Everybody give it up for Melissa Weisz.
Hey. Hi. Wow. Okay. Love it.
Thank you.
Love it. So I'm the second Yenta?
You're the second Yenta.
Yes.
If you identify as a Yenta, you can be a Yenta.
Yes.
Okay, and our guest today is the amazing, the wonderful, the hilarious. Everybody give it up for Leah Forster. Hey! You can't hear, but I have claps.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, that's... Thank you so much for having me. Listen, we were schmoozing a lot before this camera started rolling, and this is a brand new personality I did not yet meet. So I'm still in shock.
Yeah. Well, because I'm my Yenta personality is very different from my regular personality.
That was like super Jewish grandma on crack cookies.
And you loved it.
I loved every second.
Yeah, it says come play with me.
Come play with me and come gossip with
Ooh,
me.
come Yenta.
Oh wait, I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm a comedian. I'm a writer. I'm a nerd. I'm a tech person, and I'm a Jewish queer. We're three dykes on a couch is how I'm looking at this episode so far.
Yeah.
Is that what we think? Okay, Melissa, you tell us about yourself.
Introduction.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part. I am an actor and producer, writer sometimes, and today I'm a Yenta. My favorite role.
Nice.
And now Leah.
We rode here together, so I just feel like Melissa really undersold herself there.
Melissa's amazing.
Melissa just sold a show to a top network.
Yes, I didn't know if we were allowed to talk about it. Otherwise, I would have.
And has been on many big projects, including Netflix. So
HBO.
Come on.
Okay, thank you.
She's a hit YouTube video about. Come on.
So Leah.
She's like, why don't you do? What do you mean?
I know what's going on,
You
but
have so much more.
Leah, so let me do this. So
Leah,
Leah.
you did that. That's how you got to do it. Be like your older sister Raye.
Yeah, right?
I'm the sister.
And I was going to say
dad.
about Leah, but I was like, Leah needs no introduction. Who does, are you kidding me?
I know, everyone who's listening to this is listening to it for Leah.
For Leah Forster.
Okay, so my name is Leah Forster, and I'm a person, and also I love to do comedy, like Raye. And today, I'm ready to be a major Yenta.
Oh my goodness. What secrets are we going to get?
Okay.
Let's
From
go.
the Leah Forster. Okay, well, I feel like I want to just ask you about your comedy life first.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Ask.
How did you get into comedy? What made you want to do comedy?
I think I got into comedy as soon as I can talk. I love the sound of people laughing. It's my favorite thing in the world, and I like being the reason why people laugh. So it's a gift that I don't take lightly. And I started when I was super young. I was always cast as like the funny sidekick, and that was always my role. I think I struggle with it a lot. I'm not sure if other comedians could relate. Sometimes I'm like, I'm really not in the mood of being funny.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. But for the most part...
And then you have to go on stage in front of 1,000 people.
It actually sucks. Yeah, it sucks. I had this thing at the comedy festival like a couple of years ago. You were there, backstage with your crew.
I was doing security.
Actually, you were the first face I saw when I came off stage. And I was like, did you listen to that? Because I don't think it was good.
Yeah.
I was in shock.
No, I had headphones. You weren't at your strongest.
No, definitely not.
Yes, you definitely weren't at your strongest. The event, though, was also like a little...
It was insane.
Intense.
I learned a lot about that. Comedians, because you said they're tuning in.
Yeah.
it's really important not to take every job that comes your way just because it's an honor. Like, that was a huge honor for me because I was going to share the stage with some really famous people that I met and then was very disappointed with. Like,
What happened?
I can't, I don't want to do that, but let's just say, like, you have
Tell
an
me
image in
later.
your mind. Exactly. When
Yeah,
we're off
with
camera.
me.
Yeah. Oh, but I'll say this, which I could say on camera because it's alleged. I think there was also a lot more than I was expecting backstage. I don't do that, so I wasn't familiar with that. And it seemed like a lot of comedians before they get up need that,
Oh.
You got what I'm saying? Exactly. So that was disappointing for me. And I had found out something really crazy, like literally 30 seconds before I walked on stage and blah, blah, blah. But it's too bad. There were 4,500 people. And I had to do what I had to do. But
How long was your set?
It was supposed to be maybe 15 minutes, but I lasted 5. And then I was like, I'm out of here. I know.
Damn.
Yeah. And I thought about it afterwards and I was like, you knew you shouldn't have done it, Leah. I forgot why I got into comedy. I like making people laugh. There were 4,500 people there that were there because they knew the promoter, something. They came to see a singer. They came to see a rapper. They came to see a radio personality. And I happened to have been on the poster as well.
But the range though was like from right? Like from Eden to like people that came to see Jeff Ross, right? So it was like
a big mix.
So the comedy, I can imagine that must be really hard. You don't know your audience. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't know how that
a good
worked.
comedian has pieces prepared that are universal. You know what I mean? And if not, you're messing with the audience.
Also, it was
like,
all Jews.
Yeah, it's all Jews.
Yeah. So Jewish
And also,
material.
my audience is a lot. I have a very diverse audience.
Yeah.
As I grow, I have a more non-Jewish audience, but my core audience is Jews. So
Yeah.
Orthodox
Jews.
WhatsApps of
Wait.
Leah.
I know.
WhatsApps of Leah.
I know.
Clips on WhatsApp.
They get
That's
shared. They
I
get
love that it's
shared.
called clips. Like I saw a clip of you. Now, as a raging lesbo, when I hear clip, you know what I mean?
Clip.
I'm like, I love.
I'm gonna
clip.
love that clip so hard. I'm gonna suck on that clip. Wait, so I should also say that we're all formerly Orthodox,
Yes.
queer women with an X.
I sort of identify as Orthodox. I'm sure that there are people in the community that may not agree with me. But I do keep kosher and celebrate Shabbat and fast on Yom Kippur and I go to shul.
Yes.
So I do identify with the Orthodox.
I identify as Hasidish.
And
Amazing. I
Non-Orthodox,
fucked
but
up.
Hasidic.
We are all Orthodox Jews. We're all Orthodox
OrthoDykes.
Jews. We're all OrthoDykes who happen to love clips.
Yes.
But you know what that is
so
from?
good I don't talk to my family because if I were, they would watch this.
Oh, yeah.
And they would be like, oh yeah, she has to go on camera and say she loves clips.
Clips. What's wrong? Of course you love clips.
Who doesn't love clips?
I love
They
clips.
have
Clips
the
and great
bows, they have
views.
great ones.
Leah's clips are great.
God, okay.
Well, I love that we're talking about being Orthodox.
Sorry.
It's okay. I love that we're talking about being Orthodox and being queer and how that's still really important to us. Because that's hugely important to me. And I think that people assume that because you're queer, your Judaism can't be important to you.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that for both of you.
Well, I think that there's a lack of awareness of what being Orthodox means within the Jewish world, because people are like different religions that are Orthodox, and I think that the way that and I don't know the full details, but I think that what's interesting about Orthodox Judaism is that the religion, it's the culture, it's the community. And then it's your personal relationship to God or how you feel in the world, your moral compass. There's all these things. And I think some people think that you just throw all of that out now that you don't follow those rules. For me, I feel Hasidish because culturally, I'm not an American Jew. I'm a Hasidish Jew. Like the foods I like, the songs I like to listen to, the things that make me feel that I'm excited about, the Yiddish, my friends. There's
Do you know Kach Sof?
No.
The Zmira?
Oh, yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know
yeah.
Kach Sof? That's my favorite. That's a Hasidish.
Wait,
It's like
started
a
because I think you had told me.
not gonna
See,
sing
this
on
is
the
the
yes.
difference between a Hasidish person and a not Hasidish person. You're like, do you know Koch Sof? For us, it would be like Koch Sof. Koch Sof.
Very fast talking. That too.
You're like, what is that?
It's this cultural thing that I think people like. It's so much who I am. It's like a lot of my personality. Maybe not my personality. I don't know. Who knows? But
A little bit.
A little bit. It's like I talk fast. I like to analyze things. I like to debate things.
people.
I like to yes. Yes.
Well, I think that's all Jews. Jews
It's
love
really
interrupting
bad, though.
people.
The
I know.
interrupting thing is awful. In fact, before we went on camera, I wanted to discuss that with you. Like, how are we going to make sure we don't interrupt each other?
We're not.
Raise on it.
I'm actively working on it. I see that I interrupt people and I don't like it. I can't decide if it's because I have so many thoughts that need to get out of my head or because that's how I was raised and that's what I saw. Like, people don't give each other a chance. And it made me rethink how I listen. I actually am not listening a lot of times. I'm interjecting, like, stop. If you're asking a question, think about the answer. Like,
That's very real.
Yeah, but I also think there is something to. It's a quick thinking. It's not just right. So I feel like you think. I think we're taught that way. You think quick. So when someone's still talking, I feel that way. If someone like right now you're listening to me. I'm like, okay, I maybe lost you. Like if you're not in it with me, come stay alive, be with me,
like
talk
if you're
to
not
me.
interrupting me,
Yes,
you're not listening.
Yes.
It's the opposite. No, I do hear what you're saying, and it's also like you want to. It helps you work on your skills because you're like, oh, I'm talking.
Yeah.
And if you're just like,
you know, you guys, you're in the performing art space and you're a comedian full time?
no,
Oh, okay. So you do have a career outside of
I have
here.
a job. Yeah.
Oh, a job.
Oh, not a job. It's a good
It's a job.
Tech.
Yeah, I work as a
She's-
software engineer.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
so
know
then-
it's big
But
time.
I want to do comedy full time.
I hear you.
And yeah, I
I
want
hear
to
it's
make
so
money
funny.
doing
I don't.
comedy.
Yeah, I make money,
So,
but
I
I
wanna
wouldn't
make
want to be
money.
a comedian full
give
time.
Ray money.
Yeah, any advertisers out there that want to give me a bunch of money, I'll take it.
Holla at our girl.
I specifically want to advertise for the vibrator community. Those are big, you know.
Yes, I've seen those.
Yeah,
I've seen
I
those.
want some free ass vibrators, and I want that vibrator money.
The vibrator.
Anyway, money
This
doing
is
comedy.
really good for a test for my character. This conversation.
Why?
I'm generally pretty like shy when it comes to these things that you're so open about.
What?
I know.
That's so
shocking.
Before this, you did not seem very shy about that.
I think
Maybe
that
on camera?
one-on-one, yeah, but like also even one-on-one, I'm not like super open about that kind of stuff. And to hear you just be like, "Beep," and I'm part of this podcast, I'm like, oh God, who's gonna watch
Ray's
it?
like cool.
No, I love it.
It's a
I love
thing.
it.
Ray
It's
is
okay.
cool.
What I was
Only
saying
adults.
about being in this field is I'm in a totally different field. Like my actual career is not.
What is it?
So I'm in home care.
Oh.
But I don't do the home care. I'm in administration.
management.
Yeah. So I deal with people all day. And, you know, and we're working on like work performance and measuring and like all these tiny little things. And I'm talking to people and I'm talking really, really fast. And my list is this. And if we have a half-hour meeting, I am packing that meeting, right? And people are like, this is going to be like a 2-month project. And I'm like, I can hang up the phone with you and do it. Literally. Mm-hmm. I don't process how come it takes people so
yeah.
That's something that's a Hasidic thing.
You know what else I think?
We have babies, we have businesses in our
do it.
basement, we're baking, we're cooking, we're raising
Yes.
kids, we're servicing our husbands, we are gossiping, we
Okay.
You know what I mean? How do you have time?
But you know what? Also, we have this idea. I think that I really like, and I think it's rare to find. We don't have this idea. It's like above my paid grade. It's like we'll figure it out. We'll do it. We're just doing it.
But maybe that's why they're so tired. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, I want a lollipop.
Yeah. Here.
Like that, baby.
It should be chill. Do you want me to
Yes.
stop talking about vibrators?
No, I love it.
You could talk about the vibrators. Like you could talk about like. No.
I just get shy.
Leah's serious, by the way. I'm a little like that too. So
What
I
thing?
can understand.
It's like a hint of naughtiness.
That's what I have. It gets too far. It's too prust. And I
So
say
like
it like
this.
it's
What's a prust?
Prust is Yiddish for it's
Prust
grub.
is
It's
filth.
grub. It's like
Filth. Trash.
Inappropriate.
it's too
Like not sneeze.
It's not classy. It's grub.
It's like low
I say
class.
grub, prust. More
Trashy.
like prust, like trashy. More trashy than low class. Like more like
Like
Like I would tell my mother.
it's not classy to talk
one
about things
day
like
I want
that.
to wear nail polish. Why do you want to wear nail polish? It's pras.
Nail polish, maybe red nail polish. Just any nail polish.
Yeah.
It's more. Everything is a little bit more common now. Yeah. Especially nail polish with like colors is common. What was common when I was growing up too? Yeah, I know.
They dabble on the edge. They have internet. They whatever. I didn't grow up in that world.
My niece was doing. We were doing VR.
Really?
She had but the internet, like she didn't
But
have
what
internet at the house.
what kind of app is it? Is it like only Yerushalayim?
No, no. It's like you can fly. You can save the world. You're like racing cars. It's like gaming. Gaming is right now. It's apparently big in the community.
So is it just games of Israel? Like what are they doing?
Not Jewish games.
Games of how many mitzvahs? How many mitzvahs can you solve in the game? How many mitzvahs can you do? Avoid the averas. Game of mitzvahs.
They have something. Someone did something about the Beis Hamikdash.
That's what I'm saying.
So Spot It. They changed it to Spit Spot.
I don't know Spot It.
Oh, I love that so much.
And it's the same thing, except instead of yelling out like burger, you look down and it's like blintzes or like kreplach or whatever. We had a one night with our friend Leah Fetter. We had Yiddish night where we just played a bunch of games.
I want to do.
Oh my God, we're gonna do it again. Nissi came.
I don't know Nissi super well.
Goldstein. Okay, she's bomb. She's in medical school, by the way, people.
Everybody, Nissi.
Nissi is in medical school, and she comes from a Hasidic background. We're not losers. We're not.
She comes from a Hasidic background. No, the Hasidic people are winners. Winners, except when they...
We're dysfunctional, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We're dysfunctional.
I'm not going to speak about the Hasidic
Every world is dysfunctional. Every, system can be dysfunctional.
Listen, I think we're rock stars, and only people in our community will understand. To the outside world, and when I say the outside world, I mean even someone like you, because it's so far removed.
Yeah.
You will never understand what it's like.
I won't.
To be able to build things with your bare hands. That's what we do. Oh, we need a mikva? We make it happen. We need a kosher grocery store? Done. There's no such thing as no for a chassid.
Yes. They started Hatsula. They started all these charity things.
They make it happen.
They make it happen. But that's that thing. They have this drive that we don't usually see portrayed.
So it's a beautiful thing because that's how I approach life in a very problem-solving way. Oh, we want that? How do we get that? Yeah. So even with my own flaws, I'm like, oh, I need more emotional health. How do I get that? I got to go to therapy then. I got to start taking accountability.
They don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
My mom is like that kind of. Yeah, she'll be like, oh, you think you can't come for Shabbos? What do you mean? You have a flight? Just move the flight. Move the flight. Right. Just come for Shabbos.
They also find you places to stay. And if you go for Shabbos somewhere else, it's like, okay, no, we're making it work. You're going to stay here. You're going to come.
Just have the pilot hold the flight. But I woke up with anxiety, and they'll be like, say anxiety, schmanxiety. Get on the plane.
Did you say fags?
No, I said anxiety.
No, but Raye, you grew up very frum as well.
Yeah, but not Hasidish. No, not Hasidish.
But your mom, you share your parents. I love it, by the way. You share them on Instagram. They're funny.
I know. My parents love being on my Instagram too. They're just like, can you put me on more? I
love that.
They want the attention. That's where I get my love of attention from. It's just my parents.
Are you saying it's generational love of attention?
Exactly. Generational trauma, generational love of attention.
I kept thinking that also. Am I leaning up? Am I leaning down?
Yeah,
then I'm like, Leah, your mother's dead. It doesn't matter if you look fat on camera.
Is that okay? I know this is a joke, but I have to ask you a question. Is this a real thing? Because I saw somewhere, I don't remember who said it, but they said that they told somebody else that you're still holding yourself back, someone that was very successful, and they said you're still holding yourself back because your parents are alive. And that once, because he was talking about once his parents died, he was able to. And I wonder, I know this is a little bit morbid, but is that a real thing?
Well, I'll say this, is obviously everything that we are is where we come from.
Yeah.
If you're told your whole life, you're fat, you're worthless, you're not going to find anyone to love you, you're not marriage material, you believe it.
Yeah.
So as I'm sitting on the couch and I'm hunched over, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to look fat on camera. And then I'm like, your mother's dead. It doesn't matter anymore. So that's when I'm like, it's true. It really doesn't matter anymore. Yeah.
Healing. Okay, I'm sorry about your mom being dead.
Oh, we're back? I know, I'm sorry about my mom being dead too.
That's really sad.
But here's the thing, that is sad, but I've turned that into a joke. It is a joke, but I always talk about how that's the kind of woman I'm always chasing, the emotionally unavailable one. Because in my mind, all I want to do is just fuck my mother.
Okay, you know what? That's super real. There's something deeper. I'm assuming.
let's
but
talk
it's like
about that.
super, yeah, because
I can't talk about it, but let's talk about it.
you can't.
I mean, I can't talk about it like specifically, but let's talk about it.
The story is this. When you grow up and you're not loved, I'm giving a lesson. You're so right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, this is part of your
Melissa
trauma
pointed out.
talks.
They're good
Right.
lessons. They're good
Okay, ready for the TED Talk? Basically, when you grow up with a woman who tells you your entire life, like you're not worth anything and you're not lovable, you crave that. And that becomes your norm. So my entire life, every woman I've ever been into was someone that wasn't going to give me the love that I needed, right? So in my mind, I'm just like, fuck you, mother.
So, but okay, do you think that's like a queer thing specifically, or do you think everyone in some way kind of would fuck their mother?
Good question. I'll say no. I think we always look for something in our relationships that our parents failed us in. I don't think it's gender exclusive.
I do wonder, though. I think there's a part that is. I think there's a part that we can explore more because you're with another woman. That I feel like I remember once being held, and in that moment, by this person I was seeing, and I was like, oh my God, like what does this mean? Do I want to be held like this by my mom? And that's right. And I had like a moment. I'm not going to share the
Freaks me the
schmutz.
fuck out.
Did you have that too?
That's happened to yes.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck, this is not right.
Okay, but now 3 of us have had this experience. Okay, so you're not alone.
Yeah, we're not alone.
People.
Yeah. Don't drop your microphone when you say
Don't
Hebrew.
drop that. Don't. I said, Imo anochi batsara.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It translates to the Goyish
For the
to the
Goyish
non-Jews.
listeners out there, I'm sorry that you're not the chosen nation, number one. And I wish I wasn't chosen. Bro, like my grandmother went through the Holocaust. Like, thanks, but no thanks. Imo anochi batsara. That means we are with you in your plight. So we are with you in your plight of your emotional deprivation from your mother.
I know we're all the same.
And so speaking, this actually transitions perfectly to our next topic, which is
Okay,
you are
host.
still talking to your ex. As are you.
No,
We just really.
we're not transitioning into that.
Okay, not.
Oh, we're not?
We're not.
We're not? Melissa, are you? Or is that when you say we, are you speaking collectively?
Melissa can transition into
Okay,
it.
so this is the thing. Okay, and I'm going to tie this. I'm going to tie
Your
this together.
lesson.
Let me tell you.
We're
Let me
getting
tie
a
this together. I don't think. So, like, my relationship with my mom is not so much that it's an emotional thing. It's this having that one-on-one connection and being like, wow. And it was with a woman. Because I remember being with a man who I've shared with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. It was an older guy. And I was like, remember we kissed and he had like a little beard and stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, I think all this is just about my dad. And then when I was with that woman being held, I was just like, I had this moment, also the sexual thing. Do I want to kiss my mom? But then I was like, I think that's what I want even now, because we're adults and suddenly we're supposed to be like, we don't need that kind of love. And I'm lucky I can go home. My mom is thankfully, like, she's very loving, but this kind of love that when you're a child and you want to be held, and I wasn't always held when I was a child, and I wasn't always able to. I wasn't always expressing what I needed. They couldn't always give me what I needed. But that feeling of like safety, and I think because I'm with another woman, you get that. Because I remember dating this other woman, right? I dated this woman whose mom died. Both her parents died.
Ouch.
Like, she was young. Both her parents died, and she suddenly had to grieve her mom again after we broke up. She went through a year of grief.
Wow.
Because she was able to connect to something, she probably felt something similar. She didn't break it down for me, but she said it was one of the hardest years of her life because she had to deal with her mom. And that was because it was the first time she was in love with a woman, and it was just something that we had to, like, it brought something up in her. So I do think there's something about that.
Super duper relatable. Right after my mom died, my relationship ended. My 6-year relationship. And I was also grieving like 2 women at once. And it was also like very cyclical because my mother and I didn't have a relationship for years before she actually died. So it was like I already grieved the loss of the living, and then she actually died. And then all of a sudden again, I was grieving another loss of the living, the end of my relationship.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And it was so weird because like my mother, I craved the relationship with her till the day she died. With my ex-partner, she wanted a relationship with me. So that was like such a weird feeling. Like I was grieving something, even though I knew it was right there and I could have it if I wanted it, but it wasn't right for me. So it was like an extra yucky.
Oh, that's really.
So you ended that one.
Thank you, Hashem. We're here now.
No, but
You know what I always think about? You ended that one. For all the lesbians out there, who cares who ends a relationship? It's such a shit show when it ends.
Ego.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. In the specifically lesbian
They both
relationship.
suck because if you're the one that ends it, all you do is second guess if you did the right thing. And if you're the one that's rejected, it opens up your abandonment wound. Why?
Well, I'm more asking with your mother if it was related.
No, it wasn't related. I mean, my mother, it's a typical daughter-mother dynamic. I loved her. She didn't love me back the way I needed to be loved.
I just don't know if that's typical.
I don't. Yes, I want to say that too because you were like, oh, we all. I just want to say that like
Maybe Jewish mother typical.
You know what, you're right.
Some Jewish mother
You're
typical.
right.
Some.
To me, it seems like so general. I've seen it. It's on my TikTok. I constantly see, you know.
How do I get on that side of
Kids-
TikTok? Jewish
kids
trauma TikTok.
craving relationships with their parents.
yes.
You know, it's not a new concept.
No, I you know what I'm amazed at with my parents is my mom, like the growth and like I don't know. I wish you had that chance. Do you know what I mean? Because my mom, when I was younger and a teenager, I have to say I come from a really loving home. But when I was younger and a teenager, because I wasn't religious, I was struggling, and we had hard times in our family. It was really hard. It was like a hard 10 years, like really, really hard years. And my mom she just operated from a place, she was young, she had a bunch of kids, she operated from a place of survival. The amount of work she has done to try to understand me and to be loving and kind. Food.
Yay.
Hot. 8634. Oh my God. Thank you. You're amazing.
Producer Sam, everybody.
Sam also takes care of the catering here at the studio.
Sam. They cook it all themselves, actually.
So no,
With the
we
mashgiach?
should.
No, that's an outside thing. They hire an engineer.
Yeah, so I think to be able to do that work, it's amazing. I look at my mom and it's like, if somebody can change and work hard, she is non-judgmental. And if she is, and I mention it to her, she immediately...
Everything you tell me about
Stops.
your mom is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
really, really
no, they've
nice.
done so much work. And
I will
love that.
tell
And I
you
wish
that my
had that
dad got
experience.
remarried to this wonderful woman, and she was like, it's unheard of that your family didn't accept you. Yes. She grew up in a super, super Hasidic home. Some of her siblings are more religious, less religious, not religious. Nobody cares. They love each other. Yeah. And that was when I realized that my experience was not the norm.
Yeah.
Hasidim generally are warm and loving. And then there's this dysfunction.
But
So the
Hasidim,
problem
you're
is,
saying
yes.
Hasidim accept queer people?
No. What I'm saying is that
They focus. My family
they've
focuses on the love.
evolved a lot over the years. And yes, they are more behind because they're more sheltered. That comes with good things and bad things. But I think that the horrors that we heard 20 years ago certainly don't exist like they do now. And my family particularly, very little of it had to do with Hasidishness.
Yes.
I feel like all of that was abused to further emotionally abuse. I don't think that was the reason.
And I think that's the same with Torah and like a lot of tools. Like it can be used, like Facebook or Instagram, it can be used for really bad, evil things.
Or good.
If you're a bad person, or it can be used for really nice things. And that's how I feel about Torah in general.
Let me ask you something, Raye.
Yes.
Do you get nasty comments on your Instagram?
Of course. All the time.
I was wondering, like,
All
who
the time.
has time and what kind of a person actually sits and writes a negative comment publicly?
I don't know.
So many people.
I think. Do you get it about being queer and Jewish, or queer or
I
Jewish,
get queer
or what?
Jewish women not funny. A lot of people hate
comedian women.
Yeah, a lot of like people
yeah.
hate female comedians.
Do you get hate from Orthodox people?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, like a lot of questions will come into like, how could you do this? Like, why would you talk about this? But
Why not?
because it's hilarious.
Yeah, we want you to forward this clip.
No, but I do. That's why I keep iterating over and over. Like I love it. It's so important to me. But people don't care. But that's okay.
Yeah, well, we're changing.
We are changing it.
Yes, we're changing the narrative around
Yes.
that. So that's, I think, the thing, right? Because there's a bunch of things, like you were saying. There's religion, there's people, there's community.
Yeah.
There's culture. I think the thing culturally I'm Hasidish, culturally oriented.
Yes.
It's culturally.
That's how I identify my culture as in. Okay, I think we're going to transition to our gossip.
Okay.
Our yenta gossip.
Okay.
Our yenta gossip. Okay. Who wants to go first?
Let's hear it. A little Lucian harder, a little Lucian harder,
wow.
a little Lucian harder.
Nice. No, it's on you.
What are you saying? Lucian hara. What did you say?
Yes.
Lashon hara.
We're here for the gossip.
For the majority of Jews.
Yes.
Lashon hara means...
Melissa,
No, but
tell
it's
us
not-
something yummy and juicy.
You have one.
No, you have one.
I didn't come up with it. I'll think about it. You have one. Go.
Ray, you.
Ray.
Okay, I'll go first. This is my first ever threesome. Was with...
I thought she was referring to right now.
I swear, I
Right
was like,
now.
wait.
I'm planning it after this.
Okay.
I'm like, we did not talk about this.
Okay.
This is my first ever threesome was with a guy that I was dating for a long time, and it was with the first woman that I ever had sex with. But it was like I had sex with this woman before I met this guy, and then I started dating this guy, and then I was like, we should have a threesome with a woman. And
he was like,
You were the coolest girlfriend in the
he
world.
was like, never. Yeah, no, he was very
He was
excited.
like, did I win
He
the
was like,
lotto?
yeah.
Okay.
If you
If
insist.
you want,
Yeah.
it's a you thing.
You both have lollies. I got my toothpick. Okay, and?
Do you want my lolly?
No, I'm good. I have my lolly. I already ate my lolly. Very nice, right?
Trying to get into
And
the...
that is how the threesome begins.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want my lolly?
You would.
And the fun thing about this woman is that I met her learning Torah at Drisha. Do you know what Drisha is on the Upper West Side?
No, but
tell
it
us.
sounds super reform and super
stop.
not Hasidish.
Drusha.
Drusha.
Drusha?
It's like a drusha.
Drusha.
Like a Deutsch. I'm assuming it's a place where they learn Torah.
Yeah,
and
yeah. You learn Torah.
You have Chavrusas there?
We were chavrusas.
Hot.
I know.
Hot.
What do you guys think about that?
I
love it.
I met the
It's my
girl I'm
favorite.
seeing in shul.
Which shul? I need to meet someone.
Well,
I have met.
I'm looking
my
for
ex
a
I met
wife.
in shul. Oh, you're looking for a wife?
You guys got so excited.
We are here. I have
looking-
tons of single lesbian friends, by the way, for all of you now that are watching it, are going to be like, this is what I'm looking for. Now, don't come at me. But I'm just saying I do set up people all the time. And those of you that are watching know that I have set up people and I try to actually made a bunch of
me
matches.
See,
No.
that's a very
Jewish
you're getting
thing.
mitzvahs. You're getting. I mean,
Exactly.
you're getting.
Well, no, I'm going to
How
hell
are
for
we doing
eating
mitzvahs?
pee, but I'm going to heaven for making matches. So
Hell, that does not work that way. You do not go to hell for the clips. Or
Nice.
that was good.
Call back.
nice.
No, you don't go to
how you
hell.
bring
You
it
go
all
to heaven,
together.
but you really are doing this like mitzvah. You're doing God's work.
Well, halachically,
So then
you can
off
have as many
camera-
clips as you want.
Actually,
Yes,
while we're rolling, why
exactly.
don't you tell us? I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you questions then.
Okay, ask me.
But then I want to go
Okay.
back to the threesome thing.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. You live in?
I live in Los Angeles primarily, but I also am from New York, so I have a
Willing
lot of roots
to-
and family in New York.
willing to
All
be
right. So
here
lesbians,
for the right
that's not
person.
your cue to sign up for a long distance relationship.
Yeah, no long distance.
So let's narrow it down for now to LA and you're in New York. So let's say you're
Yeah.
in New York and you want to meet Raye. I can make it happen.
Yes. Come to LA.
Well, we got to talk.
Okay.
So Raye, tell me, like, what do you think you have to offer in a relationship?
Well,
That's a fantastic question to start with.
I think if you want something, you have to be able to offer it in
Yes.
return. So
I'm
let's see what's up.
I'm a great listener. I have a good job with that pays pretty nicely, not comedy. So for now, we'll see how long my job lasts.
This is not your vibe. Raye might be Jewish, but don't come for that shmoney.
Come for the shmoney if you also have shmoney.
There you go. That's what I'm
how
saying.
I
You
feel.
can
Yeah,
offer
yeah,
it and
yeah.
you want it.
Yeah. I'm funny.
Yes, that's a great one.
I have a fun personality.
Yes.
I'm good at parties.
Okay, so you're a partier. So let me ask you. Besides for comedy,
Yeah.
what are your other passions? Like, what do you like to do for fun?
Podcasting.
Podcasting. That's a ton of fun.
I like hiking. I like long road trips. I do a lot of adventures and travel.
That's so fun. Okay,
I'm a catch.
So
It's
you
real-
totally
means
are.
like,
By the
yes,
way.
you are.
And how old are you?
28.
28. Guys, Bro, if you would be in New York, I mean, like, you're literal wife material, what you're saying right now.
So what are you looking for in a wife?
Okay, so what you looking for?
I'll tell you. I'm doing an LGBT matchmaking event in LA. So this is what I put in for like what I want. It's a non-Jewish one, but it's fine. Okay, I want someone who can share jokes and trauma. So like can like go deep, but also laugh about it. Who loves Jewish culture and community and is passionate about art/work/life.
I love that. So basically women like us. Yeah. So, okay. And then also physically, is there a specific thing that you're more attracted to?
No, not really. Like, I don't have a very specific type. It's more the personality.
And is Jewish important to you?
Yeah, like, they don't have to be Jewish, but they have to want a Jewish home and a Jewish family.
Nice, but Jewish a plus. You know what I'm
Jewish
saying?
a plus.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we put it out there.
Yeah.
Please send your resumes to raymybaby.com. You want a wife?
A new email. Set it up. Leah the Shadchan at gmail.com.
No, snatchamatch.com. We match you with the right snatch. Is that going to be X from YouTube? We just upgraded from clip to
snatch.
To snatch.
Click.
That's yeah. We just wow.
Match and snatch. Match and snatch with the clip with clips.com.
I want to go back to the wife material. I feel it's cleaner.
Who cares?
Her voice tremored a little.
What I want to
Melissa,
say.
you have to talk about your snatch and clash.
I tell you.
Your clip
I think I might be
snatch.
blushing.
I'm blushing on your behalf.
No, I want to say just one thing about Raye, that Raye is doing amazing things, so the wife got to be able to stay home.
Oh. You take care of the kids.
No, but Raye, when you say you want somebody who also has her own passions.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want like someone who. I mean, I want someone
who has their own life.
Who has their own life, and who we can both be independent, chasing our dreams together.
Yes. Oh,
Miss Independent.
Chasing the dreams together.
Yeah.
Supporting each other.
Supporting each other while we chase our dreams. And also somehow having kids at the same time.
I was going to ask, do you want children?
I do, yeah.
And a family. Nice.
I think I do. I think I want like a very orthodox family.
Yum. Me too.
Okay,
Like
say more.
I want to have
orthodox?
Shabbos and kosher.
Me too.
And I want to sing Zmiros.
Can we just manifest for like 5 seconds? Hot,
It's my
sexy.
thing.
No, you know what? There's nothing sexier than. Oh, I'm going to get in such trouble for this, but she said I could say whatever I want. Going to shul and reading Torah and sitting next to each other and rubbing each other's elbows as they're like, Vayomer. And you're looking at each other and when you get home, you bring home all that Torah energy and the clothes come flying off. And you were just
Torah energy.
And you were just clipping all afternoon.
Just clipping, yeah.
Shabbos afternoon ruach.
Yeah. Friday night is the
Tell
middle
us about that experience. Who was that with?
I love that.
I'm just saying a hypothetical situation.
Hypothetical. Never happened. Yeah. You're manifesting
Point
that.
is hot. But when you say
amazing.
Shabbos, I think you come home Friday afternoon, you're both like, you worked or whatever it is. House smells like challah. You sit down, you turn off your phones, you sit down at the table, you sing, you look at your Eishes Chayil.
But I also want someone who cooks.
Oh, so basically she wants someone like me is what she's saying. 10 years younger. That would be great. We're going to look into that.
My ex was older too.
Yeah.
But that was like part of the whatever.
Why it didn't work.
Yeah,
I understand. As
yeah.
someone who has dated someone significantly younger than them, I can tell you, look, I do think age is just a number, but I learned a lot from that experience. I had no business dating somebody that young. I mean,
Age is also it's a certain different stage in life. It's not about the number.
Yeah.
It's about the stage in life. And you just
if
are on
someone
different
says they're
stages.
still figuring it out, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still figuring it out. You're too young for me. So if you're 50 and still figuring it out.
I'm still figuring it out.
Figuring it out is different. You've been
too young for
Leah. I'm also
young for
still
Leah.
figuring it out. I'm also still figuring it out.
yeah.
We're all just because somebody went to medical school doesn't mean they're not figuring it out. But I mean, you made a plan.
Yeah.
You have experience in that plan.
Yeah.
And even if you figure it out and make a life change, that's fine. But your track record speaks for itself. I can't be with someone who's just starting out on the marathon.
No.
That's why I don't want straight girls. People are like, I love straight girls. I don't need someone who doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and who needs you to teach them? That's
Come
hot
correct.
I think it's overrated.
I have never dated a straight girl.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
Yeah, not my thing.
And also, the what's the word now? The act is not as good with a straight person because you're teaching someone new the act.
You can't say sex, Melissa. How old are you?
I don't know what just happened. I will say sex. I couldn't.
What's going on?
I'm like, what? I couldn't figure out how to say it.
Say it with me. Sex.
I couldn't figure out.
You're blushing. She's turning red.
Yeah, because I could not figure out how to say it. I meant sex.
For the record, for those of you tuning in, can I share how you identify, because this will make it even more.
How do I identify? Can I say that? How? Oh, yes. Identify.
So here's what's odd. What's odd is that for those of you that are tuning in and have this idea of what the poly community is, right? So Melissa's been poly for a really long time. And people have this idea that like poly people are like deviant and like hypersexual and they're just past that, sleep with whoever they want. And it's like,
this
Melissa
poly person
is like exhibit A. You know what I mean? It's like
that is actually really funny because I'm
Melissa
poly too, but I'm like
intimacy.
poly people love sex, like that's their thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
I gotta say I love sex. We were talking. I couldn't say it. Because you know why? I couldn't figure out what word we were using to refer it. My brain went
Stupping. It didn't say stup.
and I couldn't figure it out. I just couldn't figure it out. But yeah, I think that with a new person. I mean, I also. Queer people are hot. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Like own it, look it, feel it. I don't know. It's not something I'm into if someone's, yeah.
Okay.
I'm also attracted to visibly queer.
Me too.
Yeah, I think it's hot. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, even though my ex was like more femme, but she was like, she had like baggy clothes and shit.
So that's what
It's a
I
vibe,
want.
though. It's an energy.
It's not
Does she have
necessarily
an energy?
it is an
Not
energy.
really a look.
Exactly.
I've dated
energy.
feminine
It's the way
women.
that you think. It's your passions.
way you
It's like
move. It's
how
all
excited you
swagger.
get
Oh
when
my
you
God,
talk
we're
about a
just-
certain book.
I think we're all just single and like we need those people right now. Okay, we're all
like
going
not
through
single.
like recent breaks.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not single?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's transition into your
You're into
secret.
lesbians. I don't know.
You don't know. Yours is a complicated situation.
Yeah, let's see what happens by the time this thing comes out.
Okay.
Yeah. I was single.
Yes.
Like full break. We took a full break and didn't speak. And I don't know if you're into astrology and if you like lesbians or tuning in or believe on the
got a lot of
twin flame
lesbians.
journey and what it means to be in separation. But I sort of like understood that sometimes it's just not the time and people need to do things on their own. And if you find each other, then you're finding each other in better places and you're willing to do the work. So I don't know where I am and it's going to come out and I don't know, we'll keep it on here. We'll see what happens.
Doesn't matter.
But I guess I'm on the same journey as every other lesbian I know.
Well, wait. So is this your ex your younger ex?
Yeah, my younger ex. My younger ex is what I was talking about when I was saying I was into. She was significantly younger than me. This person that I'm dating right now is my age.
Oh,
age
okay. So it's
appropriate.
a different person.
Yeah.
I only like either my age or even older. Hot.
It is hot.
Yeah.
Bring me a 55-year-old woman.
Really?
Okay, so what are you looking for?
Yeah.
I'm not looking.
Oh, you're not looking.
I'm not
Sorry.
looking, but
You're
I'm
not
saying
looking.
Take it back.
that's hot.
Okay.
I like
So
that.
what's your secret?
Oh, what is my secret?
Yeah.
Wait,
we're
so
ready.
that was yours? You had a threesome?
That was but like specifically with like Torah, how Torah energy goes to.
I appreciate knowing that.
Thank you, Melissa. What do you appreciate about it? After we've known each other for a long time, everyone.
Well, it explains some things.
Really?
No, just in the. We're not talking about the project, but
Yes.
just in that, I'm like, oh, that's where that's from. Okay, yeah, I get it. I see it more. I mean, I knew it was something, but I didn't. I kind of, I like that.
Want to
see
wanna
the
fuck your
I see the
chavruta?
roots. Yes.
hot. It's
First
so
of all,
hot.
who does not want to fuck their chavruta? Like, I think. That,
Do you think men learning in yeshiva also want to fuck their
Yes,
chavrutas?
I think they do.
And they do.
Yes.
Listener, write in. Are you a man in yeshiva? Do you want to fuck your chavruta? Let me know.
Oh my.
Or do
God,
you
you
already?
went there.
Yes.
Were we not just talking about
Yeah. I get it.
about
I
the
get
act.
it. I get it. Wow.
So pathetic.
Do you want
I
to
said the
do
act.
the act?
Wow.
By the way, the act is kala class because we learned about bia, or we learned about
Oh, like an aver.
the
like
act.
like a
exactly.
thing,
So
yeah.
it was referred to that way when I
Bia.
learned about it in kala classes. That's how I learned about it.
Called
The
bia.
act.
Oh, you called it the act.
Yeah.
My mom said, when you're together.
Oh, that's it. Vihisha
when you're together.
and he lived with him. Now it's not translated that way. It's actually he slept with him, but it says he lived with. That's how we learned it. So they just omitted any sexual anythings.
Which is crazy because the Torah is full of sex.
Which just made me even more.
It's so funny though, because my niece is
Horny. Little
my
horny.
niece talks about
for the
sex,
Okay,
and I'm always like,
stop.
clip.
Horny for the Torah.
Yes, but you know what it is? That's
It's hot.
you feel okay.
But you know what? Hashem likes it when...
Oh God, hello.
Well, that's, I mean,
When
when we
what?
talk about that with straight couples, that like Hashem is there during sex.
Yes, it's you, the person, and Hashem.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
So why can't it be
It's
like
a
that for
threesome
lesbian?
if you think about it.
It's a threesome. Yeah. Well,
And I was
Sorry.
with Hashem first. Hashem, you know what? We're bringing more Jews to Judaism.
yeah, we're really doing the work.
We are
Yes.
breaking Jewish queer internet with
We
this
are.
conversation.
Yes.
I'm telling you, so many parts of this is gonna go viral. You have no idea. Like former
Okay.
Orthodox girls talking about clips.
That's the name of the video.
I think there's
tell
something
your
religious.
secret.
I think it's spirituality. Like
That's
what I
what it
love is
is.
spirituality. I love a spiritual person and I love faith. So the idea of knowing that someone's committed to davening or comes to shul with me or makes a Friday night meal and there's like Shechina in my home, it's just like moistness. You know what I mean?
That's hot.
And you're shy.
I'm not ashamed to admit that that's something that
Yeah.
makes me really hot.
I think there's also
Yeah.
it feels familiar, but there's also that feeling that
No, because there was a time I wanted nothing to do with
want
that.
nothing. You
And
gotta
it
feel
turned me
and stuff,
off,
yeah.
in fact.
Me
But
too.
now that I found my way back to faith this way, I'm like, oh,
it's sexy, it's warm. It's like you know when someone wears a really nice sweater. Oh, like a really cozy kind of sweater, and you're just like, want to touch you. You know that. You know, sometimes it's
Just
this little,
take out
like,
a becher
there's
and
certain
make
smells,
kiddush, and
there's
I'm
certain
like-
smells that do it for you, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like that's this feeling.
oh my God, I watched this girl do an aliyah. Like, it's an Orthodox shul. So there was a separate minyan for the men, and there was a separate for the women. So the women had aliyah
I
on their
wanna go
own.
to the shul.
So cool. You don't even know. It was
But it was
so
they
emotional
let the
for me.
woman lead from the Torah?
Yeah,
Read from
but only for women. So it was women, and it was like the rabbi's wife, and so beautiful. I never witnessed anything like that. I couldn't. But when she got up and she like loudly said her bracha, bruh,
done.
it got hard. You know
on
what I'm
the
saying?
spot.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. It's
Come here, baby.
I think I see it as
Bring me that aliyah energy.
Some Torah.
Jeez.
Some Torah for me.
you know how people put on music before you have
This is
sex?
so
Imagine we
inappropriate.
have that, just like, but I do feel that that's that feeling. But it's like there's a feeling of like now this word that we're using in this one project that I'm working on, transcendence a lot, right? There's a feeling of like when
The
you
big project?
feel, when you feel like. You know, after you daven, like I remember that feeling after I davened, or after you left the share, and everybody is like, your bones. It's like the feeling when you meditate and you come out and you feel like, oh, now you're in the world, but you have this like feeling like you're flying.
I don't feel that way
Melissa?
when
I
I
used to feel.
Guess
that.
what?
No, I don't. I used to feel.
I
that way.
am making
That's
a kumsitz in
leads
my
to
house.
sex.
How about that? A big,
What are you gonna say?
gay ass kumsitz. I've done them before. We'll
love
have a
that.
fireplace. We'll make
Love it,
candles.
yes.
Let's do it.
Comes it.
I'm in. I'm in. There's something.
I want like yeshiva songs.
Let's find. Yeah.
I don't want.
I'll
I
get
don't want
Ricky
this
Rose.
bullshit. Nah,
Ricky
nah, nah.
Rose.
Hine matovu manai.
No, we're coming with the good stuff.
Yeah.
Ricky Rose is gonna come.
Nice.
I'm
yeah,
gonna have
she
to
sings
invite my
beautifully.
boo because that's gonna make me horny.
This is what I'm saying. This stuff is like, first of all, a lot of Hasidim know, like my nephews and stuff, they go to Litvish yeshivas. So there's a overlap there. Like
Yeah.
this miras that you talk about.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's definitely a lot of overlap. But I do think that there's that, and that's like, that's sexy. It's sexy.
very.
Like spiritual, like, and it's just, it's kind of feeling, it's not just spirituality, it's cultural. It's like, you're like, oh yes, I'm feeling this. I love that. I find that.
I
Okay,
think
we-
it's also
we have
because I
to
like
transition
intimacy.
to your
That's all. It's
secrets.
because I like intimacy.
Oh, yes.
It's because I like intimacy that spirituality
Heimlichkeit.
mixes with it.
Because if you're super spiritual, then you can get even closer
It's about
together.
growth and it's about like souls.
There's
It's
an
more
openness.
neshama.
When you're singing Zmiris, there's an openness.
Yeah,
Your
it's not
neshamas
like
are
you're hot.
connecting.
I want to bang you.
Yes.
It's like your neshama's on fire. I wanna.
You're just open to something
love
bigger.
to you.
Oh no,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never felt that.
I'm
fucked your chavrusa.
I'm giving you a blessing.
But it wasn't like a holy energy.
I don't
At
mean
the
holy. I
time.
mean this like, I would, like, after you go for a run, like, or after you work out, sometimes you feel really sexy.
Yeah.
Or after you like meditated,
It's a
you're like,
charge.
there's a charge.
I
There's a
was,
charge.
no, yeah, I hear you, but it wasn't like for me. It was very different at the time. Like I was like from.
So what
I was
about
like
your-
my
you were
old school
from-
Orthodox
Okay,
from?
you're
at
not
the
allowed to
time.
talk about
I
your
felt
ex.
super guilty about having sex with her. It was not
But
like
you were
related
having sex
to
with
Torah.
a guy.
No, that was before I had sex with a guy.
Wait, you had sex with her then?
Yeah, I
and
had sex with
then
her.
the three
Full
of you.
sex? Like full girl sex? You knew what to do?
I mean, we didn't scissor, but what do you count as full girl sex? I
I
down
did not
on
have
it.
full girl sex before when I was in seminary, but my first sexual experiences were with women in seminary, and it
Yeah.
was very, very common. I got invited. Like I walked in on. This is the secret. Can I tell you the secret?
Yes, an orgy in the
No,
seminary.
I walked in seminary. I walked in on two girls.
Wait, hold your mic. Hold your mic.
I walked in on two girls in bed together. They were naked, and I walked in, and I was just like, oh, and then I wanted to walk out, and they asked
were
me
naked?
to join. Yeah, I ran. I was terrified. They were
ran
in bed
too.
together. I mean,
I
they were
ran
always
too.
they were known to be a couple. Everyone was like they were always together. But I saw them in bed together. But it was pretty. I've never walked in on someone actually like
I would run
naked.
too. I know you wouldn't.
Like that.
I can tell already because you're like.
At the time in seminary, of course,
No,
I
but
would
I
run.
meant like even today, if you saw two girls naked and they invited you into bed,
It would
most
be-
likely you'd go.
Probably.
Based
Yeah,
on you
I would
and
probably
you
like-
wouldn't, because I don't either. If I see two naked women, then it's
like,
it's
gross.
done.
You
It's
know what?
done.
Unless we just sang mirrors.
I don't know you. We didn't talk. I know nothing about you. We didn't even laugh together.
That's our foreplay.
Yeah, we didn't laugh together. We didn't
Right.
flirt.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
need
know
to
anything
connect.
about
I need
you.
to
I
connect.
wouldn't. Why are you showing me your tits
Oh,
like I don't know you?
I need some kind of connection before
Yeah.
I have sex with
Yeah, yeah,
someone.
yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, it's not good.
Yes, but I knew these people for a long time. We were in seminary together. But you know what was interesting? Because it was
What
common.
seminary was it?
It was.
No, you don't have to say. But what's
It was in Manchester. It was based on
Oh.
Schneider in Manchester.
Okay.
They can
Was
say
it- was it
Oh
a
my God,
summer
BFF.
seminary?
No, no,
Oh my
summer
God, oh
does
my
not
God.
seminary. Literacy Shiva
I have a
seminary.
feeling I know who the girl is
Why?
because I know two girls in Manchester that had a love affair for many years.
There's two seminaries in Manchester. So I went to Beis Schneider, which wasn't the Hasidic one.
Oh, there's an old
There's one
Manchester
that's
and-
like people that leave home a little bit more. No, I didn't go with them.
Oh,
I
but
don't
you know
them.
who they are, right?
They were in. That's where they were together.
They were in seminary, and they had an affair for many years.
wasn't mine.
This girl that I know, this Hasidic girl,
I mean,
she
they've
was in
been together
seminary
even
with a
more
girl.
recently.
Major lovers. They were like many years. They had an affair. This girl came from a Hasidic background.
Was she married to a man?
No. Then went
yeah.
ahead, met the guy. On the date in her dining room, she spoke to the guy only about this girl. That was their whole date, about her best friend that she loved so much. That's how, and then married this guy, had two kids, but throughout her entire marriage, loved this girl, and then eventually had an affair with her
Yes.
and left her husband for this woman. Then they ended up together, and then, of course, as every
now they're
lesbian
not
knows, now
together.
they're not together because all those years you stayed with your husband. And she's like, what should I do? I did what I did.
God.
And then there was resentment, and then there was resentment on her, and now I'm not ready. And you know how it goes. You know, lesbians are.
Yeah.
Also, I have no idea how the story ended. I'm not even friends, really with these people anymore. But I do remember it being like, when I heard the story, I was like, that is bizarre. Two naive,
common.
horny, Hasidic girls that are just like,
It's
That's
really,
a porn.
really common.
Do you know any porn like that?
I wish.
I don't.
There
I'm sure
must
there
be.
are.
Maybe
but
we
they would
should
be
make
from-
it.
Yeah. No, because
Business in the basement.
Tell the Hasidic community we're ready.
It's
You know, if they can make
common.
serious money, you never know.
It's actually super common. But I think,
Like
I mean,
mikva
we're
lady
sexual
porn.
beings. And I
As
think
the
it's
girl
pretty
gets
common.
undressed, the mikva lady's like, kosher. Kosher.
I wonder if people have had sex in that. I wonder if people have had sex in the mikveh. That would be hot.
Could you imagine a mikvah lady? Like, look, no offense to mikvah ladies. I know you guys are doing God's
They
work.
pick a towel up.
Yeah, but you know, I saw my
on.
peeking out of
They pick a towel up. They pretend to they're very careful with that.
Yeah, but they gotta check every
I
nook
know.
and every cranny. They gotta.
So they are looking.
They
Oh,
aren't.
yeah.
They checked every night.
My friend went to a mikvah lady. For those of you that don't know, Orthodox women, immerse in holy waters, and it purifies them, and then they're able to go home to their husbands and reunite. It's much more complicated than
Connected
that.
to menstrual cycle.
Yes. Yeah. When they're pure, and then they can go home and consummate their relationship again. So I always had a fantasy that I wanted to be a mikvah lady because I'm like, that's what they. I'm like, all they do is walk into rooms and be like, spread. Let me see you.
Don't do that.
What do you mean? Ladies
I've
are
never
like, you have to
I've
spread your
gone, I've
fingers, you
never
have to spread your arms. I mean, I went as a bride, like before I married my husband, and they did like a full
Spread your butt cheeks
No, but like a full exam. You have to spread your legs apart. They have to like make sure there's
check your
no
nails.
while you're naked.
Yes.
No,
'cause-
I was wearing a robe.
No, so you wear robe, then you go to the mikva, and then you unrobe, and you take steps down, and the woman holds up the towel.
Yeah, so
so she doesn't
watch
look
you.
as your body goes down. It's very respectful and extremely beautiful. And there are mikvahs today that do really
I went
beautiful.
to such a beautiful mikveh. It was like a spa. It was gorgeous, but it was apparently the more modern one. My siblings didn't go to that one. And they were like, okay, whatever. As long as you go, you're fine. But they look at your nails. I didn't have to spread anything.
Boy, oh
I don't
boy, did I
remember that.
fantasize about those women. And I was like, all I want to do is be one. A woman comes to me and she's like about to go home, and do it. But first,
I would get so
she's
jealous.
got
I'd be
to
like,
pass through me.
yeah, I would be like, I want that.
I just want to see. I never thought I'd get to see a naked body in my life, a woman's body. First time I saw a tit, I nearly passed out. Like a real one that I could touch. Yes!
Is that your secret?
Ugh, it never goes away. I still feel that way.
In seminary, you should have gone to seminary.
Oh, tell me about your seminary.
You missed out because you would have seen a lot of tits. And
I didn't see any tits in seminary.
Okay, it was very common.
I went
in
to
my
seminary, but I didn't sleep. I went to
So you went and you didn't go away for seminary. It was very common for I remember there was one room that I had, there was 3 beds, there was always 6 or 7 of us in the room. Now I'm not saying we had full on sex. That's why I don't think I had
you were just
full-on
cuddling.
But they're like begging you to have
We
sex.
touched each other.
sure.
Touched each other.
It's very
sometimes.
erotic.
Very erotic. Sometimes we would touch each other. Sometimes
Like where?
Whoops and stuff. Yes. I had a girl that would come into my
You would just,
bed
be
every
like-
single morning. I would wake up. No, not poke.
I know, but it would you just be like, oh, do you want, how did that happen?
Okay.
You were such a troublemaker.
But you know what was interesting is that I once took a shower with a girl because she was afraid that she had lice. We went into the shower. She wore a bathing. I'll tell you the story. She wore a bathing suit. We were called into.
I'm afraid I have lice.
We called into the Imam Bias came down. The main rabbi came down because the girls were like.
The rabbi came down. He's like, let me investigate the shower situation.
No. That was too far. It was very normal for us to be in the rooms together. One of our roommates thought we were in the shower together, and that was too far. Everybody's always together in the rooms, but that was too far as being in the shower together. And we were called down to the rabbi, and I was like, she had lice. I had to clean, And I was like, he's like, okay. He apologized, but he came down at 11 at night because the girls did not let us go back into the room. They were like, we don't want to connect with people like you. They were very, very homophobic.
Whoa. I mean, you don't blame them.
But actual sex was
But you
happening.
didn't do anything.
We didn't do anything. We literally
bathing suit.
But actual sex.
But when it was happening, were you thinking about
They
her?
weren't afraid of the
she
act.
was the girl that would come in every morning.
They weren't afraid of the act. They were afraid of getting in trouble.
Yeah, probably.
That's what it was. They were afraid if they associated with you, they would get in trouble. I now understand that. When my family disowned me or just abandoned me or whatever it wasn't because they don't love me or they don't care about me. I mean, maybe, who knows? But it's because the community, it's the standards, it's too scary.
It was too much for them. But
you were a scandal.
It was
believe me, they went into bed and thought about
the
it.
ideals.
That's the thing, right? So that's where the difference comes out.
Of course.
They wished it was them in a bathing suit.
Because it was so hot.
No, because they would cuddle with girls all the time, like you were saying. Very cuddly.
Yeah.
It's very erotic.
I never did that actually. Because I think I was so scared of it.
too.
Yeah.
Really, we had an Imam Bias who would say, sometimes if she would come up just randomly and people would cuddle, we don't do that. We don't do that here. We don't do that. It's cuddling. She was very
That's how
mocking
the
of it.
porn should start.
But we don't
It should
do
be
that.
2 girls holding hands in 11th grade. And the teacher coming over and going, we don't do that, Bashi. Bashi looks at Pesci. Pesci says, we don't do that in public. Scene 2. Shabbos afternoon.
Okay. Beautiful.
She walks up to learn Torah. Betchy and Betchy. Oh, you're getting too close.
Oh, yeah.
Rabbi.
Scene 3. Pesci and Bashi began being mushy.
Mushy. We don't do this mushiness. That's what she said. I forgot the word. She would say, we don't do this mushiness.
Mushiness?
Yeah. That was the word.
They're
That was
very mushy.
So mushy.
cuddly. We don't do the mushiness. No. So she didn't like when girls went to bed together because apparently it happens. It's common.
We interrupt your regular programming to bring you our very first sponsor of the show. Looking for interesting ways to learn about and celebrate Shabbos? Check out the free Shabbos guide from Reboot. What is Reboot, you may ask? It's an art and culture nonprofit. Why would anyone do anything for no profit? What are you, crazy? Right? That reimagines Jewish life by going to rebooting.com. Follow Reboot for ongoing inspiration on Jewish life.
Wow.
That
You're
was
welcome.
That was
That was
a
perfect.
special plug.
Yeah.
That was very special.
Yeah.
Reboot's gonna be very, very happy.
Reboot, you are the first guys to be sponsoring Raye before Raye hits next level.
It keeps leveling up,
And
leveling
I love
up.
that it's a Jewish organization. That's
Yes.
I only want to be sponsored by Jewish organizations and vibrators.
What if that
A
doesn't
Jewish
align?
vibrator.
Does it exist?
Yeah, we'll make it. Another
can
business
exist.
idea in the basement.
That's a great idea.
You're using the vibrator and it just goes, oi.
www.tipandip.com
Keep going.
or heimishvibes.com.
Wait, should we talk? We should talk about Shavuos. What is Shavuos? What is the holiday of Shavuos for you?
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Yeah. Shavuos.
How do you say Shavuos?
Shavuos.
Shavuos. I say Shavuos. Reboot wants to say Shavuot.
Shavuot. Yeah, Shavuot.
That's a silly way to say it. But the story of Shavuos is that the Jews got the Torah on that day.
It's a big,
It's a big
one.
It's a biggie one. It's like
also
a
the
Matan
end
Torah.
of what are these days in between?
Omer.
Right.
End of the Omer.
So men get haircuts finally. People get haircuts finally. But that's the time that you see overgrow. You're like, well, what's going on? Why is your hair that long?
Yeah.
So it's also a time
Is
to
that what you're
celebrate,
doing,
to
Ren?
eat.
Yeah, exactly.
In honor of the Omer?
I didn't cut my hair in honor of the Omer. After
Yeah.
after Shavuos, bald.
Off we go.
Oh, I'm gonna be one of those bald dykes.
So what does it mean to you?
Well, Matan Torah Teinu, right?
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's like the history of our people.
Oh,
like
I
it's
love
like
that.
a huge fucking deal. Like we got this book that we read still 2,000 years later on Shavuos, and we're still reading it, and we still give a fuck. Like that's crazy.
I say cheesecake. She does this.
By the way, it's because
I'm so firm.
Right?
This is the
Yes.
difference between Hasidish and not Hasidish.
No, I have that answer. I just,
No,
I'm
but
very excited about
Hasidish
cheesecake.
women, we turn everything into a celebration. Oh,
yes.
So it's like, oh, there's something to celebrate. What's the food? What's the party? They bake, they cook for each holiday.
yes.
There are special foods that are served. That's the women's pride and joy.
Yeah.
They're serving it, cleaning it, presenting
Sitting
it.
in there, coming up with new recipes and new things and more modern things.
See, that's why I couldn't do it because I hate that shit.
But you want a wife like that.
I
Get a
know.
Hasidish
what's
wife.
up.
You need a Hasidish wife.
You need an ex-Hasidish.
Hasidish wife.
Don't worry,
Yes.
Ray. We're going to talk off
Ex-Hasidish
camera.
wife.
Okay.
I'm going to go through my Rolodex.
Oh,
Don't
perfect.
you
You
worry.
gotta Rolodex.
I got a Rolodex.
Yes. What does it mean to you, Shavuos?
Me?
Shavuot.
Oh,
What does it mean?
Shavuot. Actually, this year, more powerful than other years is the idea of waiting for something and how much more exciting it is when you wait for it.
Oh.
And I needed a big lesson in patience this year, so it's nice to just know that good things come to those who wait.
And the Jews waited for 49 days and nights to get
Yeah.
the Torah.
After
Like
waiting.
at Har Sinai.
Yeah.
Yeah, after being slaves
Hello.
in Egypt.
And
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
and waiting.
So if they can wait that long, you can wait
You can
however
wait
long
another
you need to
49
wait.
Exactly.
49 days for your lover.
Actually, it was really cool because I was talking to Modi, who is a comedian, and I love him. And I was talking to him on Pesach, and he's married, and he has this incredible partner. And I was like, Modi, like, when did you decide that okay, I'm ready to He's like, I didn't meet my person until I was 45.
That's crazy.
And that made me so happy because I was like, okay, because I'm 41, and I was like sad. I'm
Do
like,
you want kids?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that makes it hard. Does
I mean,
Modi
I
want
have a
kids?
kid. People may not know that. I have a 19-year-old. Yes, yeah. I was
That's
in an arranged
crazy.
marriage, and I had a baby pretty much right away. So, yes, I have a 19-year-old, and I've been thinking a lot lately about all the work that I've been doing, and I'm like, to have kids out of healing would be so different than to have children out of trauma. But also, I'm not married to birthing them or having my partner birth them. I'm fine with the world is full of children that need to be adopted. So That's fine for me too.
I'm excited to adopt kids.
Yeah, it's not about where they come from. It's I want to be a parent and I want to have a family much more than I want to own a child or birth a child, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm down for whatever, you know. I would love to.
Because I want that, but I don't want to be like an old parent. You know,
You know, I hear you.
because
Ray,
you
I know
had-
you're 28, but
Yeah.
40s is not old.
It's not old.
Yeah.
40s is not
It's
old.
not
everybody.
old at all.
No, but
it's
I get
young.
what. No, by
It's
the way,
very
I get
young.
what Ray's
I
meaning
know.
because our parents, like when I
gotta
dropped
I had to
Cindy
give her
off
a
at
hard time.
college, I was like looking around at the other parents there, and I was like, I'm so young. I was like, they were like, are you guys sisters? You know, and I'm like, I'm the mom. Like it's hard to explain
Yeah.
that to 65-year-old and
But now
70-year-old
you're
parents.
gonna see her kid or your kid's kids.
I don't think so. I don't think my kid is having kids, or who knows what possibilities.
Whatever.
But my kid is like very adamant that they're not having children.
Oh, yeah, but they're 19.
Also, I do not mean that in a condescending way. My kid is very adamant they're not having children. Let me be clear. No, because I said it like in that kind of way.
You're right, and then I made it worse.
Yeah.
If they don't want to have children, that's
That's
totally
fine.
fine. I want to see my grandkids. Like I know.
That's what it is. So
yeah,
sweet.
I know. I'm fucking.
No, I
mean,
get
I've been
it.
around family and I get it. Like I've been
I
around
get
family
it.
and I love that. And now
Yeah.
my nieces are helping me unpacking my new place and they're designing it for me. I love it so much. My brother helped me move and you have little kids. I'm like, I think I would have more of a need to have a bunch of kids if I wasn't around them all the time.
Right.
I want that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, but
kind of
also
life.
that
I
wouldn't
don't
be the
want it.
reason to have children.
That's for me. That's not.
But I'm
I
saying
don't
like,
have that.
I had my nieces, but that would be my need. My need is filled by my nieces. Then you're not a candidate.
That's
maybe.
why I know I'm not having children.
So it's like when I think of having
Yet.
kids, as someone who has one already, I don't think of it as like I want to have children as an to fill a need in me. In fact, it's the opposite. They don't
Yes,
fill
I
any
think it's
needs in you.
both.
They just take from you. But it's okay. So it's like I'm ready to do that again the right way.
Yeah.
And for my kid who's listening, I don't mean that you were the wrong way. I mean that I obviously had a lot of work I needed to do, and I
Do
made a
they
lot of
listen to
mistakes.
your stuff?
Sometimes, but just in case. I
Yeah,
wanna
yeah,
be,
no, I love that. I mean, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I wish. Yeah, I would.
No, and
You're a cool ass mom.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Super
you're a
cool ass
sick
mom. I also think it's amazing to be able to give that kind of love and raise kids in a way that with more awareness after you went
course.
through stuff. Like it's also that. So like I can be that for my nieces and like I feel
Yeah.
like, but yeah, I don't have that.
You're a cool ass aunt.
Thank you.
Yes. Or
Thank you.
But I
Whatever
get what
you
you
wanna
mean
be.
that you want to see your children and
I
your
think,
grandchildren and your
you'll be a great
generations.
mom. I wanna
be
Yeah.
a big mishpacha.
Are you going to be a mom
I don't know.
or are we finding a new word for you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think you could
Whatever,
be a
you're
cool
gonna
mom.
agree.
I could be a cool mom, dad.
Yeah.
Like a cool uncle, dad. But also,
share that?
I just feel like being a dad, it's just so easy compared to being a mom.
To be a Maddie.
A Maddie?
Mamda.
A momda?
Did I share with you Mamda? Mamda is a word that I use with my ex a lot. It's actually the name of
Amma.
my company.
Oh.
Like that, but Mamda, because it's mom and dad, and that would be our thing.
Okay, we're gonna finish up
Yes.
because we are wrapping up. We have an advice question.
Yes.
Do you want to pick the advice question? Okay, Melissa's gonna pick the advice question.
Yeah, which one talks to you, Melissa?
Okay.
Look at what Melissa made, by the way. This necklace, this bracelet, it says Balabusta.
Balabusta, I love it. That's
For those of you that don't know, that's a housewife, a real traditional good housewife. It's called a Balabusta.
and that's what Melissa is, and what I want.
And also,
Yeah.
Melissa's working on a phenomenal new project. I feel like I'm the figure around here. Like, guys, Ray's a phenomenal comedian. Come out to see. Actually, Ray and I did do a show together.
We did a show together,
and that was
Broadway
hilarious.
Comedy
Yeah, I
Club.
do remember that.
And I met
actually
you and I was
stayed, and thought you were
starstruck.
were you really?
Of course I was.
Big deal.
You don't
You're
no
a huge fucking
You don't
deal.
understand. Like you, I think, are part of the reason that I was even able to do stand-up comedy in the first place.
Oh.
Okay.
It's big.
I need to have more trigger vibes for you.
Oh my
Because you
goodness.
downplay yourself.
What does that word mean for the people that are like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
Trigger is a mother-in-law.
Okay. It's terrible.
Wow, Ray, actually, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And honestly, sometimes I do wonder, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? And then I'm like, because there's someone out there that's stuck behind the screen. I know, because I get the messages all the time that is just like imprisoned in a life they don't want to be. And I'm like, listen, I'm not on the other side with light. You know what I mean? I have my own stuff, but there is life after, and
Yeah.
that's. And it's never too old, Melissa. It's never too old. Like you said, like that's old. I'm like, you're never too old. Just get out there and do what you want to do.
I think one thing that I find really helpful to think is that you get older anyway. So you either get older not doing the thing you want to do, or you get older doing the thing you want to do.
No, do the fucking thing you want to do.
Yeah.
This is a waste of time.
Yeah. Well, there's a question here about SEM.
Okay, do it.
SEM is the short for seminary, by the way. That's the thing. Did you go to SEM, and if so, which one? There's better questions, but I figured since we brought up SEM, we don't want to answer a question, do we? Okay, let's do.
No, we can answer that question. Answer it. Seminary. We kind of spoke about it. I went to seminary. I went to a seminary called MMY.
MMY.
Michlellet Mevaseret Yerushalayim.
Wow.
So it's like it was a very, it was like right of modern.
Right of modern Orthodox?
Yeah, like of my high school, it was like the most right place to go.
Nice.
But compared to you guys, it's like basically a shiksa school.
But I wonder, because my school wasn't Hasidish. I went to mine was Beis Sarashnir, so BSS in Manchester. And I remember a rabbi saying that he had gotten this question if he was a rabbi in the seminary that encouraged girls not to marry learning boys because they didn't push for that. And so it was very Orthodox. It wasn't modern Orthodox, but it wasn't as yeshivish or.
But they don't want you to marry a learning boy.
But they say that's not the only thing to go for.
So
somebody
they're very
asked
modern.
because they didn't push it hard. Does that mean you don't encourage? He's like,
it was definitely for us. It was like, your husband should learn, and you should be the person supporting his learning.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I hate it.
One of my nieces is in that, and I'm just.
It's but they teach you that's what you're supposed to want to do. Like that's the biggest mitzvah in the world. You support your husband while he goes and learns. Like, fuck you, I want to learn.
Yeah. I think that's the thing we all have in common here on this couch, because I don't know if all people and all queer women that we've met or all people that have left have that feeling, and I think all of us have this connection to it in a very
I'm
spiritual way.
super duper traditional, and like I like the idea of taking care of someone, so maybe not like them learning, but if my partner wanted to like chase a passion, and I've done that, I've supported all my partners actually, and I don't resent it. I like doing that.
Well, I mean, of course, support your partner, but as long as you also get to chase what you want.
Yes, yeah, but I mean, like, I don't mind financially caring for my partner.
Well, that's kind of like, that's
Hasidish.
like hot energy,
It's like Hasidish stuff.
Yeah, like I'll give you.
Yeah, like I actually struggle with it in relationships because like I like to pay for everything. And,
right. So and you're getting like dad
some
energy
culture.
there.
Yeah, dad energy, right? We do have some cultural stuff.
I'll get pushback sometimes from, like I want to pay and I'll be like, that's an attack, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. Oh no.
I have to. Okay, I want to answer.
What seminary did you go to, though?
Seminary. I went to Beis Yaakov Seminary in Brooklyn. Not that exciting. My parents did not want me to go away, and I was in Shidduchim already. So. Okay. Oh, there are so many good ones.
Yes, you go.
I'm gonna go with biggest red flags. That's a loaded question, right?
A good one.
Do it, and I feel like you have a lot to say on this.
Biggest red
first,
flag
off
in a
the top of
girl.
your head. What is the biggest red flag?
Still in love with their ex.
Oh,
Still talking to their ex.
Are you a walking red flag then?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Well, no, because I'm still. Yeah, no, I am.
because they're not really exes, maybe.
I would say issues, like with their parents.
Oh yeah, that's a hard one.
That's not fair.
I know, because I have that too.
Yeah.
But but it depends like how much you handle those issues. Like how deep is it in you? Are you working on it? And maybe if they have never been to therapy, that would kind of be
Ooh, good one. Yeah.
What about if they want to bang their therapist because someone I
get that.
told me
That's human.
That's
not a
very,
red flag,
very
right?
common.
Okay, cool.
Very human.
Well, have they actually banged
No,
their
no.
therapist?
They just say
I
they
mean,
want
it's
to.
human. That would be a therapist problem, not their problem.
Yeah, that's common with projection and stuff. That's not a big one. What about you? What's your red
yours?
flag?
when you said red flags is bad relationships with parents, I'm like, technically that is a red flag, but I think in today's world, so many people have complicated relationships with their parents. So I would say my red flag would be, like you said, but not doing the work.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest red flag. And it's funny because the girl that I'm seeing now, when I met her, I said, you are a walking red flag.
Oh no. And
I
you're
know.
still seeing her?
And honestly, I am sad that I said, because there were certain jokes that were made and I was like, oh, I could never. I could never be with someone like that. But the truth is, if I take a step back, I was also a walking red flag. That's the truth. I demanded from someone else what I was not yet ready to give. And so She might have done it in a way where she made jokes, and I did it in my own way by deflecting or being dishonest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in fact, my way may have even been worse. Not even, definitely. So I changed my whole perspective. So for now, my red flag would be not willing to grow. If you're willing to grow, we have what to talk about.
How do you test if they're willing to grow?
When they don't say stuff like, this is me. This is who I am. You know, or like, you should know me by now, or something like that. That's an immediate, I'm out with no questions asked. If you say this is me, then go be you.
Yeah,
then
somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, because you're always changing, or ideally you're always growing.
Yeah.
So it's not ever, this is me and this is who I'm going to be forever.
Yeah.
It's also, who are you in this dynamic, and how do you how do you care for somebody else? Doesn't mean you have to give yourself up. I think there's a lot of fear, because I think a lot of people often lose themselves in relationships. So then they come out of it and there's like really hard boundaries, but a boundary should be a little flexible. It's not a wall. And so like, if you're interacting with someone else that has their own trauma or their own reasons, so they need more assurance.
But also like insurance.
Right?
As a lesbian, give me insurance.
I
Get a prenup.
do all the things. I think that somebody needs to be willing to also, if you want to be in a relationship, you need to be willing to not just be you. And that's not to be codependent, but to be interdependent, and you have to make room for someone else. And I think a way also to see, because that's a big red flag of mine too, is when someone doesn't follow through on their word. It's a huge one for me, because that's also how I see growth. Because if I bring something up and something bothers me, and they understand that, and they say they're going to do something different, and then they don't, maybe one time is okay if you remind them and they keep doing that, and that's that kind of attitude.
Yeah, when your words don't match your actions.
Words don't match your actions, I think, is a huge red flag.
My ex told me that I do that.
Well, work on it, right?
But I think she's wrong.
Wait.
Okay. Well,
she told you that you don't do what? She told you that your words don't match your actions?
Yeah.
Like, you say you're going to improve things and you don't?
Not really improve things, but it was like, oh, you're saying one thing and then you're doing something else.
Okay, so you're giving mixed messages.
That sounds more like mixed messages.
Okay, that's what she said.
Did you have a tangible example?
I do, but I'm not. I shouldn't talk about it.
Did she ask you? Okay. Did she ask you to do something?
I shouldn't talk about it on camera.
You know, I want to say something about that.
Yes.
And this isn't about Raye. So if you're Raye's ex, please tune out. I think it's okay to make your own choices and not talk about certain things. I don't talk about my ex-husband because he's the father of my child. And so if I've ever referenced him, it was only in that reference. And whatever happened between us, he's the father of my child. End of story. My other relationships, I do feel comfortable speaking about because they're my experience and I'm allowed to share my experience in this setting. I personally would struggle a lot with someone telling me what I can and cannot say, especially coming from the community I come from. I could never be told what to say and what not to say.
I can imagine, especially as a comedian, as an artist of any kind, you need to be able to express yourself, and these are your experiences.
Yeah.
But I respect you.
But also, I want to make sure that everyone
at you, ready for a relationship.
Everyone is respected.
You're willing to allow
to not
someone
be
else's
exactly
perspective.
you. There you go.
I'm good at compromising, and I'm perfect. I'm a perfect partner. Is basically what we're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
But it also makes sense to give mixed messages a lot.
I have a lot of room to grow.
We all do, and we don't need to not be in a relationship to grow. But I think it's just being able to look at yourself. I think all the things you've said, I think these are things. But I love that you started with asking Raye, what do you bring to the relationship? Because I think that's the biggest, lesson or the biggest way as you grow. It's the biggest thing. No, but it's right. It's amazing because the biggest thing is if you want those qualities in a partner.
It's like sometimes I see certain men in like these matchmaking shows and they're like, okay, I want someone who's super fit, super successful, great personality. The guy has the personality of a paper towel. He has a chub's belly from eating too much chulent, okay? Give me a break. What do you bring to the table, dude?
Yes. But really, deeply also, if you want someone that's self-aware, you need to be self-aware. And it can also be a problem because if a partner is self-aware and then points things out to you and you're not ready, that's not good. So, I think those are doing your own work.
Okay. You guys, what a great episode.
I think so.
Of this podcast.
We preached. We entered.
We laughed. We
were piggish.
We got some nice Torah in there.
And now we're going to go eat
talked
sushi.
About
yes.
Thank you so much to Leah for
Thank
being
you,
our
Leah.
guest. Thank you so much, Melissa, for
Thank
being
you.
our co-host, our
Thank
guest
you,
Guys, you're gonna miss the
co-host.
best parts now because now the camera goes off
And now we
sit and we
really
eat, we pound that food,
when we
and
continue
we talk
again
shit.
Yeah, we talk shit.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to the podcast. Where can we find you guys online or in life?
Me at Leah Forster. That's my Instagram, LeahForster. I usually post my new stuff there and my shows and basically whatever I want to.
Yes.
Good. Baruch Hashem.
Well, you've been doing this amazing trauma talks,
Yes.
which is
Yeah,
I
the trauma
love.
talks.
Okay, so every
The trauma
Tuesday I've been
talks.
doing these really cool trauma talks, and I discuss a different trauma, and I bring on professionals because I'm not one, and I basically just give space for people to understand that the things they went through are actually trauma, which this therapist pointed out to me that someone may experience a traumatic event as a traumatic event and someone else may not at all. This dude that I met, I was like, I would love to have you on my podcast. You've been in prison 4 times. He's like, so that wasn't traumatic? I'm like,
Wow.
you were in prison 4 times? That wasn't traumatic? He's like, no, where I come from, everyone goes to prison. I was like, oh, perspective.
It's like Hasidic
Stuff too.
Yeah.
Like someone would think that's super
yeah.
traumatic.
So
but you
yeah,
guys are like, it's
check
great.
out my page.
Yes.
Okay, Melissa, what about you?
Where
can we find you?
Oh yeah, I'm not super active on social media. But you can come follow me. Please
Yeah,
do.
follow her.
Everywhere, Melissa Weisz.
And
so
she's
it's my
amazing.
name,
And she's
it's Weisz
huge.
with a Z, and you can come follow, and you'll hopefully we'll have big updates.
And
soon.
Raye,
so happy.
tell the people where they can see your
I'm
stuff.
at Raye on the way.
I love that name, Raye on the way.
See, always working, right? Always in progress.
Thinking. Oh yeah, exactly. On
That's
the
a
way.
Jew, by
I'm
the
always
way.
on the way. Yes, on the derech. I'm on the derech. Raye on the derech. Okay, we're
what we
ending
are.
it there.
Don't
Thank you.
think other people would agree with you, but